What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. And as you see in the title, this is the Scream 6 movie spoiler review. And to get straight to it, 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed the film, more so than the fifth one, which I liked, but I just had to get used to the new characters that would be involved within the franchise going forward, as well as the character of Sam and that whole idea of her looking at the mirrors, or, a reflection and seeing Billy Loomis, which was really not my thing. But going back to the older films in Scream 3, Sydney did have this little dream scene where she saw her mother and she was getting attacked, and I thought that was weird on off because that wasn't something that I felt was part of the films from the first 2 movies, where she's like, they show like a whole dream sequence and it's not just the actual what's happening in the movie. But yeah, the whole thing with Billy Loomis, I guess with this in the sixth film, as it continued, I guess I accepted it. I appreciated it as well because we do get this older character back, even though he's dead. But it does speak to her psyche, and I think that's what I kind of like about Sam more so than I did in the fifth one. I didn't really think about it much, but I like that she's conflicted, I guess you can say, because her father is Billy Loomis, and she has, I guess you can say, the tendency to be really violent. I don't want to say murderous tendencies because she's not trying to go after anybody but defend. So I did appreciate her more in the role, more in the film, the character, and the character of her sister Tara, who's, Jenna Ortega is awesome, and I like seeing Jenna Ortega in films. I think she's a great actress. However, her character in the beginning did annoy me because I just didn't find her believable in terms of where she was at this point in her life with what had happened in the last film, and now she's reckless. I didn't find it believable. I didn't like it. And I guess that was just her way of dealing with the trauma, but it wasn't for me. Even in the last film, when I felt like when Sam was letting her know, like, hey, Billy Loomis was my father, and that's why your father, who was, her stepfather, left your mom because he found out that, I guess, that, Sam wasn't his child or something. When she mentioned it in the diary, he overheard when Sam was talking to the mom that she found the diary and that she knows that Billy Loomis is her father. And Tara got upset with her, and she tells her to get out the hospital, like, get out the room, and she's yelling at her. And I just never liked that scene because I get it, you just got stabbed up, and now she's dropping this news on you. But I just felt like the response wasn't necessary. I didn't agree with it. I didn't know if that was I'm pretty sure it's how people would respond in some cases. But if it was me, I'd be like, why Billy Loomis? Like, I'd be wanting to know more information. But I don't know. I guess Tara's character, the way she responds to things, I'm just not for. And I hope that in the next film, which Scream 7 was confirmed, she's a lot more. She takes things more serious and she's more aware of things. Other than that, the characters of Mindy and Chad, is it Mindy, the sister of Chad? I really enjoyed their characters. I thought they were dope. I'm glad that they're both alive, even though Chad got stabbed up by both of the ghost faces and he survived. That's cool that all 4 characters in Sam, Tara, Chad, and Mindy are alive. Sam's boyfriend was another character in the film, which wasn't a big role, but he had prominent scenes, and I feel like he's gone in the next film, to be honest with you. He felt a little off and weird, his character, but it's all good. He did live, and pretty sure we'll see him again in the next film. But I feel like he's done for. He's one of those characters that they're just gonna get rid of, unless they tend to get rid of any of the core 4, as Chad says in the film. If they get rid of any one of them, I think if they did get rid of Tara, that'd be like a shocker for the film itself. I really don't want to see Mindy or Chad go. We had Randy, who was a big loss, that I feel like any one of them, if they were to go, it would be a bummer, to be honest with you. But Gail, she survived, and I thought it looked like she would have died, but she lived. And I guess it's good to have at least one of the original legacy characters back and still alive. Well, Kirby was back in this film. I thought it was great to see her again. She lived. I'm glad they didn't go the route that she ended up being a killer. I know people were thinking that Sydney was probably the killer, and that's why they said she was not in the film. And I hate that idea that if any of the older characters somehow turn into this killer, I think that's a dumb, terrible decision. I don't know why people are for that. It's just stupid in my opinion. She's a mom also, Sydney. Like, She don't need that. She has this trauma of trying to escape the killers. That for her to be a killer now to these random people, unless somehow she gets hit in the head and alters her memory and her way of thinking and going about things. It's just a stupid idea. I could see more so Kirby, the character, if she had went that route, but I think it's dumb, and I'm glad she didn't go that route. But yeah, Gale survived, Kirby survived. Sydney wasn't in this film. I didn't think she needed to be in the film. Even in Scream 5, when she kind of shows up later on, at that point, before she showed up, I didn't miss her. Like, it's great to see Neve Campbell, and she is the franchise, and I know they're going a new way with this film, and she doesn't need to be in it. But what I'm saying was that without her, without Neve Campbell in it, it was still a great film, a good Scream film, a great film that continued the franchise that that was even better than the last one. You always want to make a sequel that's better than the one before it, and I think that's what this film did. I liked it a lot. I'm looking forward to Scream 7. Again, if Sydney does come back in the next one, that's great. I think more Sydney is cool, but at the same time, we don't need it. Sam, I think, is the final girl, I guess they call it. I think she's, I liked her more in this one. I think she's a great addition and new character that we can follow. That's not Sydney, the Sydney character. But other than that, I think the killers that were revealed, the 3 killers, the cop and his kids, the Ethan, who I already suspected Ethan. I didn't think the cop was the killer, but I guess it would have made more sense with the trailer and how there was like the shrine, like how did all these things, how did just people get all these old Scream kills, the killers, everything, the mask and all that. So I figured maybe the cop. But the daughter, almost got the middle finger. The daughter I didn't expect because they made it seem like she's dead. But I guess with these films, you have to kind of like expect that it's a fake out. But definitely Ethan, the shy, quiet kid that looks like he's harmless. I definitely, I thought he was the guy that was one of the killers. Them being the killers was just like I didn't really care for them. I think they were the weakest of any of the Scream Ghostface killers. If I had to rank either of them, they would be on the bottom of the list. They'd be on the bottom of the list, to be honest with you. Even Richie would follow right after in the bottom of the list. And then I would probably put Charlie from Scream 4. I definitely put, from those 4. Then I'd have to make a whole list, but I'm not going to do that right now. I have to think about the characters. But yeah, Richie, his family, definitely the bottom of the list, those 4, and then the 5th would be Charlie from Scream 4. But yeah, I did enjoy the whole film itself anyway. Like I said many times, it's just go watch it if you haven't seen it. If you like Scream, the franchise, you're gonna love this film. It's gory, a lot more intense, and yeah, that's just my review for that. If you like what you've seen in this video, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments of the film. Check out any of my other comments. I do appreciate that. And if you like short films, I make short films. I'm an actor, I'm a writer, producer, filmmaker. Please check out my short films. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, later.